Hello friends, I'm Steve Sandford. You're watching Dominion Report. This is part of a series on bumper sticker politics. Be sure to click on the playlist so that you don't miss any videos in the series. For today, we're going to talk about Canada First. Now, this phrase does not fit perfectly with the three-word verb, article, noun criteria of bumper sticker politics. In fact, if there was no history behind it, I wouldn't even consider the phrase as a bumper sticker politics catchphrase. If it was just a phrase that someone had invented recently, it would be not a bad generic brand tagline, similar to the Liberals' Canada Strong and the NDP's In It For You. However, this particular line does carry with it a checkered history. The Conservative Party of Canada, who have adopted the line for the current election campaign, will tell you that it comes from Canadian Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier in one of his speeches. He's reported to have said in a speech, "Canada first, Canada last, and Canada always." Okay, except that's not the only time it's been used. Long before Laurier's prime ministership, Canada First was a nationalist movement that existed starting in the 1860s. Now, that movement promoted the idea that British Protestant culture was central to Canadian identity. The movement evolved into what was called the Canadian Party. This was a pseudo-political party at the time that encouraged the settlement of Anglophone Protestants from Ontario to other parts of Canada. So, Coles notes it was a white racist group. Now, more recently, America First was used by the Trump Republican Party as part of their campaign material over the last decade or so. Now, this was America First, not Canada First, but of course, the similarity cannot be ignored. America First was used as a slogan by Woodrow Wilson as his way of keeping the United States out of the First World War. However, more famously, or should I say infamously, it was used by the America First Committee in the 1940s, which also advocated for the United States not to be involved in what became World War II. But that was an anti-Semitic, pro-fascist organization that fundamentally supported Hitler in the pre-war years. The America First Committee grew to 800,000 members and had prominent business leaders supporting it. In 1930, it infamously held a Nazi sympathizing rally in Madison Square Garden. That's in New York. Now, that rally had a huge banner of George Washington on stage behind the presenters, and beside it on either side were huge American flags and huge swastikas adorned across the back of the stage. The America First Committee was disbanded shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now, I think it's fair to say that Trump campaign's use of America First was very much a dog whistle to racist, referencing the America First Committee of the 1940s. So, as you can see, the history behind the terminology is not without controversy. Conservative strategists who chose to use this phrase for the current election cycle must know about the history. Of course, if they don't, they're colossally ignorant and incompetent, but they did know. So I'm not sure which is worse. They knew, they didn't know, but if they did know, which we have to believe they did, they chose to use it anyway. Now, claiming that it's from a Wilfrid Laurier speech is a little bit weak because, okay, sure, maybe it actually is from that speech, but even if so, you're aware of the spotted history, you're aware it's going to be compared that way, and you still chose to use it, it doesn't sit well with me. But how does it sit with you? let me know in the comments or send me an email. Maybe we can discuss it further or have another video. In the meantime, stay calm, stay strong, and elbows out.